It may sound unbelievable, but just these three tiny vitamins can determine whether you wake up each morning feeling utterly exhausted or bursting with energy, ready to drive out for fishing, hit the gym, mow the lawn, or take your wife for a walk without feeling your hands and legs trembling. I'm not saying this just to get views. I'm saying this as a doctor specializing in rehabilitation in geriatrics who has been working alongside thousands of American men aged 60, 65, 70, 75, all the way to 80 for over 25 years. I have seen far too many of them walk into my clinic with sluggish steps, dull eyes, and voices so weak they sounded as if they could collapse at any moment. They would tell me, "Doctor, I have no strength left. I just want to lie down all day. My mind is foggy, and I can't even remember what I was about to do." And they thought this was simply the price of aging, that their bodies were worn out, batteries drained with no way to recharge them. But the truth isn't quite like that. When I examined them thoroughly, I discovered that most of them were lacking the same group of essential vitamins. I still remember Mr. James very clearly, 72 years old, a former long-haul truck driver. On his first visit, his face was ashen, his eyes sunken, his voice hoarse with fatigue. He said, "I just want to sleep all day. I don't care about anything anymore. I'm old, I guess there's no hope left." But just 6 weeks later, after I guided him on how to supplement with the right vitamins in the right dosage, combined with proper diet and exercise, he returned to my clinic with eyes glowing, voice strong, and a brisk gait. He proudly shared, "Doctor, you know what? Now I wake up at 5 a.m., make coffee for my wife, mow the lawn, and walk over 2 miles every morning without feeling tired at all. I feel like I'm 20 years younger." Do you know why just these three vitamins hold such powerful effects? Because after age 60, a man's body gradually loses its ability to absorb vitamins from food like it did in youth. Even if you eat well, drink plenty of water, and sleep enough, if you lack these vitamins, you will still feel tired, sluggish, with cold limbs and a gloomy mind all day long. Sadly, most doctors only focus on giving you blood pressure medications, diabetes pills, painkillers for your joints, forgetting that vitamins themselves are the silent keys that keep your body functioning powerfully, boosting testosterone, ensuring smooth blood circulation, keeping your mind sharp, and maintaining strong muscles each day. I'm not talking about those cheap multivitamins sold all over supermarkets. I'm talking about three special vitamins that almost no doctor ever mentions. If you miss out on them, you will continue living each day in fatigue and insecurity, sitting silently in a corner of the house, watching your wife and children do everything while you're left breathless after just a few steps. But if you understand and apply them correctly, I promise, within just a few weeks, you will feel a dramatic change, not only in your physical strength, but also in your spirit, confidence, and masculine vitality. In today's video, I will clearly reveal to you these three surprising vitamins, how to use them in the right dosage, at the right time for maximum effectiveness, and most importantly, I will discuss the dangerous mistakes that most men over 60 make when supplementing with vitamins, mistakes that make their bodies weaker instead of stronger. Stay with me until the end of this video, because it could be the turning point that changes the way you live the rest of your life. Have you ever felt that every morning when you wake up, your body feels like an old broken down machine about to fall apart? Your head feels heavy, your eyes sting, your back aches, and your legs tremble as you step out of bed, afraid that you might collapse at any moment. Do you feel uncomfortable when you pick up your cup of coffee and your hands are still ice cold? No longer feeling that warmth? No longer having the steadiness and strength of the man who once carried bags of cement or lifted dozens of kilograms with ease? I understand that feeling very well, because every day I meet men just like you, men who were once the pillars of their families, men everyone relied on, but now, a strong cough leaves them with chest pain. A morning spent tending the garden forces them to lie down and rest the entire day. I see in their eyes helplessness, shame, and sometimes even fear. Fear that from now on they will only be a burden. Fear that their wives and children will look at them with pity. Fear that with every morning they wake up, they become weaker, until the day comes when they can no longer get out of bed by themselves. But do you know what the saddest part is? The saddest part isn't that your body's getting weaker. The saddest part is when you believe that there is nothing you can do to change it. Many of my patients at 60, 65, 70, even 75 or 80 walk into my clinic in despair. They say, "I'm old now, doctor. I guess there's nothing that can be done." They have buried their own hope simply because they believe the saying, "Old age means weakness, tiredness, and sickness." But what is the truth? The truth is your body still has the ability to recover. Your heart can still beat strongly. Your muscles can still regain their strength. Your brain can still be sharp, clear, and quick like it was in your youth, if you know how. I want you to ask yourself right now, do you really want to spend the rest of your years just surviving? Or do you want to live with all the confidence, strength, and freedom that you deserve? Do you want to wake up every morning and instead of groaning in back pain, you can take a deep breath, stretch, feel the warm blood flowing through your body, your mind clear, your spirit excited? Do you want to be able to mow the lawn by yourself, fix a leaking faucet, drive your wife to the supermarket and hear her say, "You've been looking so strong lately. I feel so much more at ease"? I know your answer, because every man wants that, and you absolutely can have it. You don't need expensive medications or risky surgeries. You just need to understand your body, provide it with the nutrients it is desperately craving, and change those small but extremely important daily habits. Don't let anyone, not even yourself, tell you that old age is the end of your masculine strength, because in reality, old age is only the end if you give up. But if you are willing to change, it is merely a new milestone for you to live stronger, freer, and prouder than ever before. You know, over all these years, I've heard the same familiar sentence from almost every man who walks into my clinic. "Doctor, I eat well, I drink milk, eat vegetables, take multivitamins every day, but I still feel tired, sluggish, and completely drained of energy." They believe that just taking a multivitamin is enough. But that is the biggest misconception, silently destroying their energy and manhood. I want you to understand one truth. Not all vitamins are the same. And just because you take a multivitamin doesn't mean your body will absorb it. Think about it. If taking those cheap multivitamins sold everywhere in supermarkets was enough, then why are there still millions of American men over 60 every year complaining about fatigue, body aches, dizziness, memory decline, and feeling like they're walking without a soul all day long? It's because after age 60, your stomach and intestines' absorption ability changes. Your stomach acid levels drop drastically, and your digestive enzymes become less effective. Combined with taking stomach medications, blood pressure pills, diabetes medications, absorption of vitamins decreases even further. So even if you eat a balanced diet and take multivitamins, your body remains chronically deficient in micronutrients, leaving you feeling tired and weak without knowing why. I still remember Mr. Peter, 68 years old, a former construction engineer. On his first visit, he brought out an entire lineup of multivitamins, fish oil, calcium, and asked, "I take all these, so why am I still tired, still aching all over, still feeling like all my energy is being sucked out, doctor?" I smiled, looked him straight in the eyes and said, "Because you haven't been taking what your body truly needs." And when I examined him thoroughly, I found he was deficient in 3 important vitamins that his multivitamin didn't provide enough of, or they were in forms his body couldn't absorb. You see, men over 60 have special needs for certain vitamins directly related to testosterone, the nervous system, and the process of energy metabolism within each cell. If you lack them, you will experience waking up each morning with a gloomy, heavy head, cold hands and feet even when the weather isn't cold, no interest in anything, including intimacy, feeling sleepy during the day but tossing and turning all night loose, weak muscles, moving as slowly as a 90-year-old man. What's even more heartbreaking is that most men think these are just normal signs of aging, so they accept living with it, ignoring their declining bodies, ignoring the worried looks of their wives and children, ignoring their fading manhood. But the truth is, this isn't normal. It's simply the result of deficiencies in micronutrients no one ever talks about. I want you to remember this. Old age doesn't kill your energy. It's ignorance and neglecting your body that kills it. And today, I'm going to reverse that belief. Because just by knowing these three special vitamins and supplementing them correctly, your body will be reactivated, like replacing the old batteries in a dim flashlight. Are you ready to listen and make a change? If so, keep going, because what I'm about to share with you next could change the way you live the rest of your life. Imagine this. Just a few weeks from now, you wake up in the morning with a completely different body. You open your eyes and instead of sighing from exhaustion, you feel a warm surge of vitality coursing through your entire being. You step out of bed, your legs steady, your back straight. No more cracking sounds or pain every time you sit or stand. You walk into the bathroom, look at yourself in the mirror, and see bright, clear eyes, a rosy face, and you smile. A smile that you haven't seen on your face in a long time. I'm not saying these words to give you false hope. I'm simply telling you the truth that hundreds of my patients have experienced, from those in their 60s who started feeling weak, to those in their 70s and 75 who thought they could never recover. They changed just by understanding the right knowledge and applying it correctly. And you can do the same. Because today I will give you the three biggest secrets about vitamins. Secrets that most doctors will never tell you because they're too busy prescribing you endless lists of medications. What I promise you in this video is, first, you will learn about three surprising but extremely important vitamins for men over 60. Vitamins that improve your energy, boost testosterone, restore your muscles, and keep your brain sharp. These are not just fancy-sounding vitamins. They are vitamins backed by hundreds of medical studies, and I have personally witnessed their remarkable effects over 25 years of clinical practice. Second, you will know the exact dosage and how to take each vitamin, how much to take and when during the day to achieve optimal absorption. Because many people buy the right type but use it the wrong way, ending up wasting money without any results. Third, and most importantly, you will learn about the deadly mistakes when supplementing vitamins. Mistakes that, if you make them, won't just prevent you from getting stronger, but could also damage your liver, kidneys, and blood vessels. I will point them out clearly so you can avoid them, protecting both your health and your wallet. My dear friend, I want you to understand this. This video is not just information. It is the key that will unlock the door for you to step out of days filled with fatigue, weakness, and lack of confidence. It will help you become the man who makes your wife proud, your children respect you, and makes you feel proud when you look at yourself in the mirror each morning. And I want you to stay until the end of this video, because if you miss even a small part, you might continue living those days of exhaustion, fatigue, and gradual loss of strength and manhood. But if you listen fully and take action, I promise you, you will thank yourself for not giving up, for choosing to live fully, strongly, and freely, just as a man deserves to live. Now, I will clearly reveal to you three surprising but extremely important vitamins that your body as a man over 60 is craving for every single day and hour. The first vitamin is vitamin D3 combined with K2. Many people think vitamin D3 is only for preventing osteoporosis, but in reality, it is also a precursor hormone that helps your body produce natural testosterone. If you lack vitamin D3, you will feel tired, depressed, easily irritable, have trouble sleeping, experience joint and bone pain, and especially your libido will decline. But here's the problem. If you only supplement with D3 without K2, the calcium won't be directed into your bones, but will instead deposit in the wrong places, leading to artery calcification. Therefore, choose a combined D3K2 supplement with a dosage of 2,000 to 5,000 IUD, 3 plus 100 to 200 micrograms, K2MK 7 daily, taken in the morning with a fat-containing meal for maximum absorption. I have seen hundreds of my patients become significantly healthier just after 4 to 6 weeks of proper supplementation. The second vitamin is vitamin B12 in the form of methylcobalamin. If you often feel tingling or numbness in your hands and feet, muscle weakness, poor memory, and constant fatigue as if you haven't slept despite sleeping enough, then you are very likely deficient in B12. Especially after age 60, your stomach's ability to absorb B12 drops drastically, particularly if you take acid-reducing medications or metformin for diabetes. Vitamin B12 helps your nervous system function optimally, supports red blood cell production, oxygen transport, and cellular energy generation. Without it, you will feel like a car running on gasoline mixed with water, sluggish, stalling, unable to accelerate. I recommend taking methylcobalamin 1,000 to 2,000 micrograms daily, sublingually under the tongue for direct absorption into the blood, avoiding cyanocobalamin as it is a cheap, poorly absorbed form that can accumulate cyanide in the elderly. Finally, vitamin E in its natural form combined with tocotrienols. No one thinks of vitamin E as being so important for men. It's not just a beauty vitamin that women often take. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that protects cell membranes, improves blood circulation, prevents artery plaque buildup, and enhances endothelial function, a crucial factor that increases blood flow to all parts of the body, including the manhood. But remember, cheap synthetic vitamin E, D-alpha tocopherol, is not as good as natural vitamin E, D-alpha tocopherol, combined with tocotrienols. Choose a mixed tocopherols and tocotrienol supplement at 200 to 400 IU daily, taken with a fatty meal for optimal absorption. My dear friend, these three vitamins may sound simple, but they are like three gears in a machine. If even one gear is missing, the entire system will operate sluggishly and inefficiently. But when all three are running smoothly, you will truly feel the power within you. You will find your mornings more pleasant, your body fully awake, your mind clear, and your willpower stronger, as if you've been fully recharged with the energy of life. And more importantly, you will return to being the man your wife is proud of, your children trust, and the man you yourself love every time you look in the mirror. Remember this, no matter how powerful these three vitamins are, if you make the common mistakes that so many men over 60 fall into, their effects will be nothing more than a drop in the ocean. And these are the most dangerous mistakes I see every day in my clinic. The first mistake is buying cheap, unverified vitamins online or from supermarkets just because the advertisements look attractive. Many men buy D3K2 supplements for a few dollars, but in reality, the dosage isn't sufficient, or the K2 type is MK4 instead of MK7. MK4 acts only short-term and doesn't provide optimal benefits. Or with vitamin E, they buy the synthetic DIL-alpha tocopherol form, which is poorly absorbed and can even disrupt the natural balance of tocopherols in the body, increasing cardiovascular risks. Remember, cheap prices often come with cheap quality, and your health is not worth gambling on just to save a few dollars. The second mistake is arbitrarily doubling or tripling the dosage, thinking, if I take more, I'll get better faster. I once treated a 67-year-old patient who suffered vitamin D3 toxicity, ending up hospitalized with high blood calcium levels, causing headaches, nausea, and confusion. That's why you must always follow the recommended dosage, check your blood levels regularly, and listen to your body. Vitamins are beneficial, but excessive, uncontrolled dosages are like a double-edged sword. The third mistake is relying solely on vitamins without changing your diet, sleep, and exercise habits. Many people think taking vitamins is like drinking a magic potion. Just take it and you'll be healthy, forgetting that the body is an interconnected system. If you continue eating poorly, sleeping insufficiently, and avoiding physical activity, vitamins will only help a very small part. I want you to understand, vitamins are the foundation, but your lifestyle is what determines lasting health. The fourth mistake is not checking the form of vitamin appropriate for your age. For example, vitamin B12 in the cyanocobalamin form is cheap but poorly absorbed, especially in those over 60 with stomach issues, and thus ineffective. Instead, you need methylcobalamin, which the body can use immediately without further conversion. Finally, the biggest mistake is thinking you're too old to change. I want you to pause for a second and ask yourself, why should I accept living tired and weak for the rest of my years, when with the right knowledge and actions, I can live healthier, more confident, and stronger than ever? Never let anyone, including yourself, convince you that it's too late to change. I have witnessed men at 75 and 80 years old who became stronger, went back to the gym, and cycled 10 miles every morning just by changing what seemed like small things. You deserve to live with all your strength, freedom, and pride, no matter what age you are. My dear friend, by now I am certain you've understood an important truth. Age will never steal your energy, strength, and manhood unless you allow it to. Your body is still yearning to live, to move, to feel the warm blood flowing through your arms and legs, to wake up with a clear mind and a heart that beats with excitement like in your youth. The problem does not lie in being 60, 65, or 70. The problem lies in how you care for your body, how you nourish it with what it truly needs. Not just filling it with painkillers, blood pressure pills, and diabetes medications every day without replenishing what it's lacking. Today you have learned about 3 vitamins that may seem small, but have the power to revive your body that has been tired for so many years. You now understand why taking cheap multivitamins does nothing, and you also know the dangerous mistakes which, if avoided, will open a completely new chapter in your life. How do you want to live the rest of your life? Do you want to wake up each morning with groans of back pain, aches, and cold, lifeless hands? Or do you want to rise, stretch, breathe deeply, feel strength and energy surging through your entire being, ready to step out and fully enjoy a new day with confidence, pride, and complete freedom? You have the right to choose, and that choice starts with the smallest actions today. Begin by properly supplementing these 3 vitamins, changing your diet, doing light exercises each morning, getting enough sleep, and most importantly, nurturing a strong belief that you deserve to be healthy, you deserve to be vigorous, and you deserve to live your later years in freedom, happiness, and pride. If this video has brought value to you, I want you to hit the subscribe button right now so I can continue to accompany you on your journey to restore your health and manhood. Please click like so the YouTube algorithm can bring this video to other men who need it, and share it with your friends, brothers, and those who are silently living in fatigue without knowing there is still a path to change. Finally, I want to thank you. Thank you for taking your precious time to listen to me today. But above all, thank you for daring to believe that you deserve a healthy body, a clear mind, and a free, fulfilling life. Remember, age is just a number. The way you live, the way you care for yourself, and the way you believe in your inner strength, that is what truly determines who you will be in the years ahead. I am Doctor Authority, and I always believe you can.